Y'all are this afternoon. This is your buddy George Jones over at the Bergen Gun Range, which is looking a whole lot like the Cincinnati bus station. Hey, pick up that loose round right there and put it somewhere.
What?
Pick up that loose round right there and put it somewhere. And take him earplugs with you. You'll be looking for them in a minute when the wind blows them off the table. All right. Well, how y'all are this afternoon? It's your buddy George Jones over at the Bergen Gun Range with my next installment on, hey, I got this old used gun. The old used gun I got today is this guy. I haven't reviewed one of these things before, and I thought we'd get out here and try and do one. This is the Winnchester model 1200. Probably the most hated product in the Winnchester line. And the reason why it is because they started manufacturing this gun design and this gun brought it to market in 1964, which is the year that they quit making Model 12s. And, you know, people just didn't like it. It didn't sell well at all because it was the gun that replaced the gun that everybody loved that they quit making. They made Model 12s from about 1911 all the way up to 1964. It had a real longevity to it. This one didn't do too awful bad. Once the public warmed up to it, they started selling it pretty good. They manufactured this gun. They started in 1964 and made them all the way up to 1983. They made them in 12 and they made them in 20, and I think they actually made a few of them in 16. One of the interesting things about this gun is the lockup. The lockup is very similar to a bolt carrier and bolt design with orbital locking lugs like on an AR. When Winnchester dropped this from its line, it was picked up by Fabrique Nationale in Herstal, Belgium, and they produced them in Herstal. And they also produced, under the FN name, they produced a few of them in Japan. The Marines picked this design up as a combat fighting shotgun in 1968, and they bought several thousand of them. And you actually still see these in training inventories as riot guns today. It wasn't a very popular riot gun with the law enforcement market, even though they made several thousand of them in the riot configuration. You could get this thing in several barrel configurations, including a 24-inch slug, a 20-inch slug. Now, the original guns, the original 1200s that are in 2 3/4-inch chamber like this one, are not steel shot capable. But the 1300s with the wind choke in the end of it were steel shot capable, and you can take a 1200, put a 13 barrel on it just fine and use it with steel shot. This gun is 2 3/4 only, and it is marked full. I have a 8-inch Dirty Bird target up down there at 15 yards. So I'm going to stick old 7.5 Winchester Universal in it and see how it does at 15 yards in terms of its actual choke capability. Let's get some ear mufflers on and get us one combat load one. Got her in battery and got her all safe. We'll aim it over here like a steel board gun and see how it actually pat it shoots. Well, it appears that it shoots. See if it shoots. I beaded that right on the red dot. And this is the result. So the center of this pattern is, I don't know, It doesn't have the most concentric pattern to it, but what it does throw out there is very dense. Again, cold gun, first time I've ever shot it, so but it does have a good dense pattern, even though it's not very concentric. Not very concentric at all. Now, you can still buy this gun. You can still buy a gun in this configuration, this design, made in China by Jungong, or whatever it is. And they're sold under the Stevens line. They have a pistol grip, black plastic stock, and a, frankly, 2 years ago when they were new, I came over here to do a gun test on a brand new one, and when I fired it, the trunnion that the magazine tube mounts into give under recoil, and the entire gun came apart in my hand. So, you know, you see this design in a Chinese shotgun, you probably shouldn't spend the money on it, even if it is $150. All right then. The value of this gun is somewhere in the neighborhood of, based on condition and design, is somewhere in the neighborhood of $200. Okay. This one is in fact a 28-inch standard rib, no rib, full choke gun. I'm saying the value of this gun is somewhere in the neighborhood of $200 today. Well, that's about the size of it for, hey, I got this old used gun. Like I take, share, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me no dollar in the Patreon bucket on the way out the door if you want to. If you don't, I'll just keep right on making content for you. Let's continue to be careful during these dangerous times, and join the NRA, buddy. We're really going to need them. Don't believe any of the propaganda about the NRA. They're solvent and in business and working for you, whether you pay them or not. All right, then. We'll see y'all.